Tell me why the sky's blue. Tell me why this money is green. Now Lord, please, tell me why I do these things to make T. Now, yeah, let me. They kick me out of church, cause I just don't listen. Always fall asleep when the preacher is preaching.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Wiles Podcast. I'm your host, Puni Moore, and today I got a good one for y'all, man. But before we get started, for the newcomers that are listening, man, if you're wondering what this podcast is all about, first of all, we're the number one podcast that helps you pass time. And how do we do that? We do that by simply inviting entrepreneurs, content creators, small business owners, and just regular folks that's out there, man, that got a story. And oftentimes we get to get the chance and the opportunity to invite charters, or we like to say tribes, So without further ado, man, I just want to thank you, Kamaka and Puna, for coming on to this small platform, to grace us and educate our coconuts for what you guys do. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. And mahalo for having us on this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Aloha, Punimo. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Yep, and we're just gonna get right to it, guys. We're just gonna educate you guys. Puna and Kamaka here is gonna tell us, because when we talk about this, I think about Sons of Anarchies for all of those that like to watch TV shows and stuff like that. Especially for us that don't have Harleys or bikes and stuff like that. We do. I'm just in awe and just with full of pride and joy to have our Polynesians over here educating us, and then just to know that we have a charter in America. They call it a charter, but my man Kamaka educated me off the air that they like to represent it as tribe. So without further ado, man, we're gonna just have you two go ahead and educate us.
First off, my name is Kamaka. I am with Pacific Savagez Motorcycle Club. We started here in central, in the Bay Area, really, by San Francisco. And we just kind of spread all over the place, made a lot of good connections with our islanders, as you called us, Puni coconuts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. It ranges all the way from Laos, Palauan, Tongan, Samoan, Fijian. We got some Mexican cats. We got some Howley cats. We got a couple Popola cats. But one thing that they all have in common is they all have Aloha in their heart.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the cocoa is, the blood, so long as they got it in their heart and their mind, and we all think alike, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a motorcycle club, you can imagine here in Northern California, we get along with everybody, but there's a lot of politics. And those politics, after about year 6, 7, kind of drove us to be by our own. So we really got disconnected from our community. We used to have big luau's that I myself would organize, and I brought Augie T in from Hawaii. You guys might know him as the helicopter pilot in the new Hawaii 5-0, but prior to that, he's a big time comedian. So I brought him. We had my wife Wakani played music. Just some big names up on the stage, for our big gatherings. We had like 32 clubs, serving free food, with the price of admission, for like 3,500 people. Big events, for a motorcycle club.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier about year 5 to 7, somewhere in between there, we kind of got disconnected because of politics within the MC world. So we started reaching back out, and it took a long time to get this going on. But we are now holding these PSRs as our way to connect back to our communities, because our community, all us coconuts, when we unite, we support each other. That's the way we were raised. That's the way we do it. Still do it today. And losing that connection hurt. We were still a thriving MC. We just did in shadows. Now with the communities connected back, us providing for the communities, and not just holding this event. It's free to come in, entertainment, food vendors. You got to purchase food, but Again, it's our way to reach back out to our Usos, and our Tokos, our brothers out there. And we offer a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things that we're getting ready to, I guess you can say, extend the help that we would give the communities. Can't really talk about it just yet because it's not in the works, but we're getting ready to do a lot of good things. So that was a creation of the PSR, was to reach back out and connect with our communities.
So my name is Puna, and today I'm representing Building Aloha, which is a nonprofit that was actually created from all of the good community work that the Pacific Savagez Motorcycle Club has done for over 2 decades. They just weren't able to be recognized, like Kamaka spoke briefly on. It is hard, as you know, because of the stigma of Sons of Anarchy type mentalities, right?
Yeah.
To tie that together with the community and show the community what that actually looks like. For me personally, getting involved with the club as a friend and an entrepreneur, having the honor to help organize this event and help the event be a little bit more seamless and let the club move more freely in the community, again, as they have always done, but maybe this time shaking some hands with the community and having the community reciprocate that love. One of the things for me personally that I really enjoyed about the creation of this event, because Kamaka said it was a conversation years before it came true, right? Amongst many of the Pacific Savagez and other island related clubs. They were talking about this, but because of the challenges that they face, weren't able to do that until recently. My role is an event coordinator, plain and simple. I'm kind of a nerd about it. I get a little carried away. I think, my tenacity and I'm a little bold with some things has definitely helped push this out, because at the end of the day, the things that I do can be on me, if you know what I mean. This event, though, has helped me embrace my culture. The day that I met Kamaka was the night before our very first PSR in Southern California. And it is customary for the Pacific Savagez to greet each other with the ha, right? We meet here, and then we breathe in and out together. So we share that breath in that moment of space. I'm kind of howling. And when Kamaka approached me that night to do that, I swear to God, I thought he was going to kiss me. Ladies, he's covering his eyes right now, but oh my gosh, I may have. just teasing. But the point is they bring a lot of culture to their motorcycle club. They practice the cultures. They include terminology and language from all Asian Pacific Island languages in small ways and big ways. But it was very obvious to me that the goal is to unify and self-govern like we've always tried to do as a people, right? Because we are one of the peoples that have been and are in a lot of ways still oppressed. So I fell in love with the vision, and just here trying to be a workhorse for it. So that's me.
Kamaka, I'm just curious. Now, you don't have to share it, because even Puna even mentioned it. There were some political things happening on the side. I guess the question is, like, so what are some of the struggles or calls y'all for the tribe to go ahead and, just stick to the club instead of, being around the community? Because like you said, you guys been out for like 5 to maybe 7 years. Any of those politics calls, what are some of the causes that made you guys make that decision? If you don't mind talking about it. If not, that's fine. We can move on to the next one.
I don't mind at all, Poonie. And actually, that's a good question. So some of the politics, well, I'll just put it this way. The MC world is its own political world. And I think to me, the biggest issue was you had your three majors. You got your Holly set, you got your Popola set, and you got your Latino set. Never, ever on the face of the earth have you had a coconut set.
Mm.
So we weren't really recognized. So in the early days, and even before we even had the notion to start this Pacific Savages MC, we noticed that there was a lot of Islanders mixed in with all the different clubs. And as you know, it's no secret, one club might not like the other. So our own brothers end up going against each other because of the colors that they got on their back.
Mm-hmm.
So we was like, hey, you know what? Why don't we start something for us? And it wasn't to be. In the beginning, we didn't start this to be recognized in the MC world as bad boys, or we started this for our brothers, for our community. It just so happened there was a lot of us that rode, and we would go on rides together all the time, every weekend. And we got approached by a lot of different clubs and wanted us to ride with them. And that's kind of when we saw the mixture of Islanders amongst the other clubs. And, there's beefs, it happens. And that's part of the political side. So that was the push, or one of the main pushes anyways, for starting the Pacific Savage, was to start something for us, something that we can belong to. Because it's human nature to want to belong to something, whether it's a book club, a church, and if you believe in what we do, what our goals are, and how we, ride bikes, maybe it's for you. It's not for everybody. We got a lot of friends that ride that never put on a patch, and we got friends that drive their cars everywhere we go. They just don't ride, and that's okay. Because that's part of our community. So yeah, that was the push. It was interesting times. I'll just put it that way. And just about a year and a half ago or so, year and a half, we actually created the Coconut Lane. We've established the fourth element. And this is kind of a rejoice with the PSR. It's kind of a rejoice and a gathering to unite all the other island bike sets, or island clubs. And that's kind of where we're going now. We created it for us. The PSR was for our people in our community, and we kind of use the PSR to pull all of us together, to celebrate that.
You said you don't even have to be a actual person that rides a bike. You also got members that drive stuff like.
Not members. We got a lot of friends that just love what we do.
Gotcha.
Like partying with us, hanging out. So they'll drive wherever we go, or
To
they'll
meet up
us
with you
there.
guys. Gotcha.
They'll fly. They'll catch an airplane to be where we're at.
Mhm.
It's just being around their own people.
I get it.
Is what they enjoy.
I get it. Before anything else, y'all got any ones out here in Kentucky? Or out here in the
Actually,
South?
not yet.
Not yet, huh? Not yet.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. And do you
I'll
guys
call
have
you
like
after this.
do you guys have like basic rules, like regulations or certain,
Yeah. So
just like every other
every bike
charters?
club has every bike club has a what they call the bylaws.
Gotcha.
And it's just guidelines, on how to act, show respect. It's a guideline for how we conduct ourselves.
Yeah, gotcha. So you got the whole lineup to all. I'm assuming I'm only going off of like the TV show. There's prospects. There's after that, so on and so forth. Is there a leadership or staff like that too in
Yeah,
the
it's the
tribe?
exact same structure. Same structure. No sense in trying to recreate the wheel.
Yeah.
It's just everything that we do, like earlier conversation that you and I had. most or all clubs that aren't island clubs call them charters,
Correct.
right? And they could have many charters in the same state or, in different counties is really how that works. If you live in one county, you have to belong to the charter, or we say tribe in that county. Again, they call it charter, we call it tribe. They say prospect, we say a knock. So we take something from
Nice.
a lot of different cultures. And a knock is actually Filipino for, I believe it's like little brother or a kid.
Mhm.
And then some of our tribe names are Samoan, Hawaiian, Tahitian. Amatanga is our first
Wow.
tribe.
So you guys have a president and all that.
Each tribe has a what we
Yep.
call a high chief.
I like that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, and then we got for treasurer it'd be Kalaman. Road captain is Navy, same thing. What do you call it? Sergeant of arms, we call Pahopu. So same structure, we just give it an island name.
that island
Yeah.
flavor. I like that.
Yeah.
So what position is Puna in?
So this is Pacific Savages is a men's club. Puna is, as she stated, she is our main event coordinator.
The point of contact, ladies and gentlemen, coconuts. Y'all want to get a hold of them? This is the woman right here. You got to get a hold, to get a hold of.
Yeah.
If I may, I have a question for you, Kamaka. I've been seeing this trending reel online because I follow a lot of sports bike rider females, that ride the sports bikes, and they keep posting these reels where they come up on patched members on the roads, and they can't really read their signs or understand their hand signals or understand why they shouldn't enter a different group's like path, if you know what I mean. Like say you've got 10 savages riding and a solo rider comes along, and a patched rider will kind of give them the slow down hand signal. And I read a lot of the comments, and it's kind of, it's out there what some of the people think it means. I just kind of want to put that question to you, what it actually means.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Good question. Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, and that's one of those political things with MCs. So if you're riding up in a pack or solo, and there's another patch club, it's disrespectful just to pass them and not acknowledge them. So proper etiquette is to pull up side by side, acknowledge, and give the signal, hey, I'm going to go. And they either say back up or they'll give you the go sign, and it really is just a sign of respect. Just that could start a big argument or, cause beef.
I can only imagine. I'm leaving I'm leaving it to you if you want to share it. I'm sure you had experience of those,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been the club that has been rolled up on, or, we tend to ride fast. So there's another club out there, we're probably going to catch up to you, and we'll give you that acknowledgement. We'll follow protocol and we'll push on.
Yeah, it's too bad this is just air this stuff, because I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fun stories to talk about that shouldn't be talked about.
Yeah. There's times that we just sit back and laugh, and crazy days. Because I'm one of the OGs now, man. And, I'm one of the guys that helped start this club, in 2007, or really 2006, and then we established in 2007.
If you enjoy our content, we ask you to please follow us, subscribe to our channel, and spread the news to your friends and family if you find value in our content. We are not sponsored by anybody. We are accepting sponsorship. But for the meantime, we have put together merchandise that we sell on our website at yoos.com. Anything that you purchase will help keep this running. You have a yoos in you. Now let's get back to it.
We got this thing coming up in August, right, brother? That you
Yes, sir.
for the community, and it's starting off in, I believe, at where, in Seattle, Washington, or somewhere in Washington, or is it in
Well,
California?
it's everybody. If you're a Pacific Savage, it's for us, it's mandatory. But for the participating clubs, they can make it mandatory and they can come from
Mhm.
wherever they're established at. For us, we're coming from Vegas, we're coming from all over Cali. We got brothers coming from Hawaii. Um, we got guys coming from all over the place, man.
That's awesome.
Just to show love. So it's not a Pacific Savage event.
Mhm.
I wanted to make that clear to all the participating clubs in whatever area we're in. It's something that we started, but we want to include and involve every island club that wants to be involved. You don't have to be involved; it's up to you. It's your choice. Because politically, it could look like you're taking sides if you are actually joining our event. And that's part of the politics that I think you can kind of read into that.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like a gang thing, or even sports. Just when you invite
It's
it.
it's an organized motorcycle club. A
Mhm.
lot of people call us gangs. We're not gangs. There's a lot of labels for us out there, and TV, as Sons of Anarchy, as you mentioned
Yep.
earlier, doesn't give us a very good label. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Uh, there's a lot of us out there that are just on twos because we love it. We just so happen to join an organization that actually has a meaning,
Yes.
and some reason behind its existence.
Yeah, I know. I remember some. Well, here. Let me just shed some good light for the MCs or the tribes. John Travolta, with him and his little crew, the movie they made, was just a whole bunch of just men that
Oh,
enjoy doing the ride and stuff. And I was
right.
like, yeah, that was a nice positive one. There's a lot of them, actually, a lot of movies. Sons of Anarchy was just one of my favorite TV shows that I enjoy watching.
I watched it too, bro. That and the Mayans.
Yeah, the
I mean,
Mayans. Yep, yep.
yeah,
Just the whole
yeah,
drama with the whole drug and the guns, the battle, the politics behind it, just the whole weasel. That it was pretty cool. Whoever produced and whoever the writers were, they did a pretty good job at it. They
right.
definitely shined a light on the MCs. Yeah.
I mean, movies always come from some kind of truth, so
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
some truth in some of the movies, but you got to understand too, it's embellished, heavily embellished for TV.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Right?
It
Because
has to.
yeah, it has to make it exciting, give it a twist,
Hmm.
make you come back for the next episode, right? Because if you did it on a regular MC, true to what they do, you might not watch episode 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not all clubs are like that, and those movies weren't 100% accurate. You know, very
Yeah.
embellished.
Then you got the Christian ones. I know a few of my friends who they have their own little Christian writers. You see any of them on the road? The
Oh
ones
yeah,
that
and some of those are more gangster than the ones that are trying to be gangster.
really? No.
It's those who repented and trying to do good now, and they're on twos, and yeah, sometimes you don't always stay that way. You know.
I love that, man. But like for the coconuts out there, for somebody that's always wanted to join like a tribe, right?
Mhm.
What are the like you only mentioned a little bit. What are the requirements? Obviously, you got to know how to ride a. Is it just a Harley or just any kind of bike?
Uh,
What are
for
the
now,
requirements?
for now, it's Harley.
Hmm.
Harley only. Well, Harley Indian, American made. Because to be honest, Harleys are more Japanese made overseas now. Most of the parts, unfortunately.
Really?
So what is American nowadays?
Hmm.
But it to join the club, it's really just for us to get to know you, you get to know us, and make sure that you're a fit for us, and vice versa. Because I said earlier, this although we're not a bad element, this isn't for everybody. You know what I
Correct.
mean? So there's that what we call the POI, person of interest, before, or other clubs call them hang-arounds. And then we have the knock phase, which is where you come up through the ranks and get your full patch.
Mm.
And some take the minimum, and some are knocks for 3-4 years. Just all depends on the work that you put in, and the work that I say is like when we're having events. Show up early, help set up, take out the trash, and just be helpful during the event, and then help break down when it's all done. Go help your brother out when he needs something done in his house. Just being human.
Being an islander sounds like it's a whole,
Being
but
an islander.
that's the way we were brought up. Just
Exactly.
being a part of the family, knowing your place, doing your your duty, and,
Right.
and eventually when you wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying
and then from the knock phase up to where you get your full patch, and then it's up to you on how much work you put in and your knowledge that you hold, or what you bring to the table for your tribe. Then you can run to be an officer, one of the 5 main officers, or you can just be a regular oos. And nothing wrong with that. If you ain't a leader, don't try to be one. You know what I mean? Just do what you can, put something on the table.
And I know for some of the Usos clubs, right? For like the actual car clubs, or like when you're part of their family, their club, they're always also involved with the members' family, like say a parent, just like the standard thing, a parent or a sibling or a spouse passes away. They're one of the biggest supporters when it comes to like, especially I've witnessed it in Samoan funerals. Does the tribe participate in something like that too? When you help out your fellow members.
We're a family club. So our motto is God Club Family.
Amen.
And if you don't have a balance on all 3 of those, then you're probably not with us for very long. And it's really all about a balance. Because you got to be able to balance your family, and you got to be able to support your brother's family when they're in need. And it just like Islanders do, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we do. We unite, and this is why we call ourselves a tribe. A tribe take care of themselves. Nobody goes hungry in the tribe.
We definitely don't go hungry. I don't think that's a problem when it comes to Islanders. Nobody's gonna be hungry, man.
Yeah. You ever see a skinny Islander?
No, if they're skinny, they gotta have like some kind of like mixed blood in them. You know what I'm saying?
Mixed blood or just a really high metabolism.
Yes. Which
we support each other 100%. Because when you put that patch on, I call you my brother. And if that's your wife,
nice.
well, that's my sister. You know what I mean? And and we all help raise each other's kids. Watch out for each other's kids. It's when you're a family, you're a family.
Your inspiration can make an impact in our community and everyone out there. You're a content creator, small business owner, entrepreneur, or even in a career, contact us. We would love to have you on our platform. You have a YOC in you. Now let's get back to it.
We've done the event 3 times now in California, and soon to be a 4th time on June 15th. San Diego is gonna run it for us down there. The first and second PSR, first one was in SoCal, second one was in NorCal. They both brought in over 3,000 people.
Nice.
The vendors, we had roughly on average 40 vendors at each event, even the third PSR that we did again in SoCal. The sellout rate of the vendors, right around 40% sold out. And we're talking food, arts and crafts, apparel, leather works, the whole 9 yards. Anything that you would want to see at a Polynesian event and a biker event was there. And our communities, one thing that I love about what I do working in the event world is our Polynesian community and our Asian community, as well as our Native American brothers and sisters. They always come out and support. You know, it always feels like a family gathering every time you do an event and you do it right. And that's the one thing that I think that we can be proud of with these Pacific sovereignty runs. We've done it soon to be 4 times in California, once in Las Vegas, and pretty soon in the Pacific Northwest with Washington State. And the one thing that I think we can all be proud of is there was no issues. You know, I mean, we can talk about politics, we can joke about Sons of Anarchy and what that might look like in the real world, right? But when our people come out and we show love, we show aloha, we're out there to support each other and our communities and our small businesses and our nonprofits and our musicians and food, and, you know, it's a beautiful thing to participate in. And our Hala brothers, they show some love. Popola brothers, they come out and they show some love. You know, all the sisters, no matter what color they are, they just want to come. You know, so it's a huge celebration of unity, and I think it's a beautiful thing to see, especially in our culture, getting used to the idea that yes, we have brown brothers on twos, and yes, they need our love and support. You know, they are grandfathers, their fathers, their sons, their brothers, their uncles. You know what I mean? They put their pants on like everybody else. And this is something that they love to do, and they've carved out for other brothers. And yeah, I love it, man. That's good awesome stuff. The community has definitely embraced it too.
So Puna said it's almost like a family gathering. It is a family gathering. There's kids running everywhere. You know, it's a relaxed environment. And it's for the community, by the community, with all kind of food, vendors, entertainment. You know, it's a fun event, a mixture of civilians, if you will, and bikers. You know, it's beautiful.
So it's, in other words, it's almost like a biker's luau.
Yeah, kind of like a poly fest, but ran by a bunch of biker clubs, Island Club. Right.
I like that. I seen some of them on YouTube. I mean, who's the ones that was filming it? They did pretty good on I think it was about 3 years ago or something like that, maybe 5 on YouTube, like the biker club. I don't know where it was at, but you guys, I seen where you guys were doing like some haka and stuff. Like it looked like it was in the desert. The next you know, it's like a whole bunch of kids and family running around, and they were just.
Oh, that's our annual camp out. Yeah.
Oh, that was an annual thing. I was like, man, that's nice.
Yeah. Over last year, I think we had over close to 500 people, if not more.
And that was just your club, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Now we're talking about something that's gonna, like with the rest of the tribe, that's gonna come in and just throw something similar.
Exactly.
But with vendors. So how many vendors do we got going on this one that you guys are counting? Or you guys are inviting more vendors to come in to this thing that you guys are gonna be throwing out in the Northwest, Puna?
So right now we're gonna start with invites to about 20 vendors. But I do believe we are quickly outgrowing the location, so more of that to come. If we keep getting the involvement like we have been, for example, through Building Aloha's partnerships, we are looking to host a food drive for PICA, Pacific Island Community Association, which is a big nonprofit there in Washington State that feeds over 500 Polynesian families every year. So we're looking to partner with them and either let them host a booth for a food drive, or we'll collect the food and they can pick it up. Another organization that we are partnering with is Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and People. That one is a Native American organization designed to help folks find their missing and murdered indigenous people, because
Oh,
the
that's a,
hard, yeah,
wow.
the hard truth is you don't really get the kind of involvement from law enforcement that you would want if you're a person of color. And I know it's hard for some people to
Mm.
hear that, but you know, some of us have witnessed that personally, firsthand. So, you know, reaching out to the local communities and the nonprofits that are already there in place doing good work, and giving them a platform, you know, as a part of our event. That's one thing that we love to do. It's our way of showing aloha and building aloha in the communities that we visit.
What else are we going to be expecting from this event?
Really?
So this is kind of new. We did a little bit of it at our last PSR,
Uh-huh.
but we're becoming more involved with our Native brothers and sisters, Native
Nice.
American. Historically, there's a reason, you know. So when us Island or Hawaiians, when we first landed on the shores of California, it was the natives that greeted us. They rode out on their reed boats or canoes, and they brought us in a ceremonial style. So we've always had that connection, you know. And so a lot of people are thinking, oh, you know, why are the Pacific Savages connecting to the Native Americans? That don't make no sense. They're not from the Pacific. Well, just gave you the history on it. You know, we've always been greeted, even like when we do ceremonies today. Like I was part of the Waka. I was one of the members on Timatau Maui, which was the double hull canoe made from the footprint of Hokulea, the original Hokulea in Hawaii, but just on a grander scale, a bigger model. When they came into San Francisco, it was our native families that went out on their reed canoes in the San Francisco Bay, and then brought them back to shore. They did a ceremonial dance and a welcoming chant, and we reciprocated, you know, with, you know, native tongues, because it involved Timatau Maui from New Zealand, Aotearoa, Nalofa from Samoa, and then it had two Pan Pacific, one canoe from Cook Islands, one from Tahiti, and then one from did I say Tonga?
You just
Yeah.
mentioned Tonga, yes.
Yeah, you know. So everybody did a welcoming dance in their native tongues, you know, that from the crew on that canoe, on the Waka, you know. So again, that's the historical connection between Polynesians and pretty much no matter where you're from, and not just Hawaii, you know, everybody in Pacific. When you came to what is called now the U.S. on the California shores of New York, it was the Native Americans that greeted us, and a lot of people don't know that, you know. And then we were called savages. They called us savages, you know, because they didn't know that there was other people out there of different color skins, you know. So when they first saw us, it was like, oh, you know, they must be savages, you know, in a bad way, right? So that's kind of how we picked our name for our club, Pacific Savages.
And that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what we refer to
Way to
in.
own it, right?
Yeah.
I love
They
that.
called us that in a derogatory way. We just made it a pretty thing.
There you go. But I'm excited for PNW to do their first PSR, because they are uniquely located to have a perfect blend of Polynesia and Native American,
Yes.
you know. So I'm excited to see our pupunas, like our elders, work with the Native American elders in our blessing ceremony and our Kava/Ava ceremony. I'm really excited for that. We have a brother that goes by Whisper, who's going to be looking for some Native American drummers, performers, and dancers. And then a brother named Shark, whose wife dances for Hula Halau. So it's going to be a nice blend of indigenous peoples. And I think it's something, you know, that maybe only the MC community could have done with Pacific Savages paving the way. So it'll be fun. It'll be very cool. A lot of cultural practices shared and blended in an authentic and respectful way.
And for the listeners, where can they find us all at? I know we have it on IG. Do we have it on Facebook too? And any other social media platform that you guys are sharing it on? The information or the flyer. I'm gonna eventually post mine. I just I wanted to talk to you guys first and then get the understanding of it before I make some post about it too with the flyers.
Gotcha. So there's a couple of places that you can go. You can go to Pacific Savages Empire MC.org. The flyer will be on there in just a few days. We just want to solidify a few things before we put it on there. Building Aloha on Instagram, soon to be on Facebook, and Pacific Savages MC Instagram as well.
There you
Building
go,
Aloha
listeners.
website is coming soon. So as soon as we have that up, we'll get that over to you folks, if you wouldn't mind sharing that.
I got you. I will be posting everything on the on below the description, folks. You know, we'll have it all over because we're live. So we have this video, you'll see it on YouTube and you'll see it on Facebook. Those are the two social media platforms that you watch the video. But when it comes to podcasts, we're streaming on all the main podcasts: Spotify, iHeart, Apple, and every other podcast kind of platform that people tune into and stuff. Oh, and then of course TikTok. We do a lot of our short clips. We're a big believer in short clips, somewhat like a commercial advertising stuff. So a lot of stuff will be out there in short clips.
Very
Mhm.
nice, very nice. And if I could do a few quick plugs,
Yes.
and then I will be quiet.
No, you're good. This is what it's for,
So,
you know. I'm
all
trying to
right.
you can give whatever you want to give, so that way I know what to go ahead and put on the little short clips and create it. You're good.
Well, even though I'm the event like organizer head, right? This thing does not happen with a lot of involvement. And for this event, the involvement is coming from the Pacific Savages Motorcycle Club. It's coming from the Savages Motorcycle Club, which is a brother club to Pacific Savages. They're the Native American side. And also Section 8, Washington State Motorcycle Club. Manhita, which means together in Chumoro. They're a riding group. They're on board as well. And a car club, Dynasty Car Club, which was created by I believe, Samoan lady and her husband. So those organizations are all sitting in with these meetings with Kamaka and I week after week, and we have our WhatsApp going all the time, you know, so there's a lot of work and a lot of hands are involved in this thing. I'm just the one that gets to annoy everybody about what time to be on there.
That's awesome. I know, because so you are queen to me when it comes to the YOO's platform. That's who you were talking to, is Queen. I'm just the one that does all
I
this
was
part.
hoping to meet her. I was
Yeah.
hoping to meet her.
You'll see her out there in Seattle. She's in Seattle, so she's really excited about that.
Awesome.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, she's out there. Any other things you guys want to say before we close out?
I just want to thank you again, Puni, for having us. Because a lot of people don't know who we are. A lot of people don't know what this PSR, you know, stands for. So thank you for helping us get our message out. Always, bro.
Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Yes. Mahalo nui loa for having us. Hopefully we can do this again before the event. And according to Queen, you folks will be there at the event.
That's correct. We'll be there, folks. You know,
Woo-hoo.
we will definitely be there, man.
Right
And just want to thank you guys again for coming on the platform. We definitely, and I believe I've been educated by, you know, what they call it, MC, but now I know I'm proud to say our tribe for the Polynesian folks and the native. And then I just always like to close this out with a positive affirmation. It should go something like this, where it says, life is too short to choose anything that doesn't light a fire inside your heart. Take it how you want to take it, y'all. And that's all we got today, folks, man. If you like what you heard today or seen today, leave a comment. You know, if you want to join the club or you want to be a part of this, you know where to find us. Comment down. We got all our stuff posted on the link below. I'm Puni Moore.
My name is Kamaka, Pacific Savagez MC.
And this is Puna with Building Aloha.
And we out, baby.
Come on out.
We out, baby.
Wow.